Hi. So I'm changing, or I'm going to change my car's front struts over here. So it's a very tough job on this car, honestly. So I did a lot of research on that one, and I see that Ford Flex first generation is the same with this car. So what you need to do, let me tell you. So you're going to remove the sway bar link first because it is attached to that one. Then you're going to remove this nut from here. Where is this? Yeah, this one over here. So in order to remove it, you can lift this knuckle a little bit. So let's remove that one. I removed that steering wheel connection over here, and I removed I removed this one. Sorry, it was interrupted. So I removed this steering control bar, whatever it's called. So I removed these two nuts, and I removed that this nut from the front over here. So you're going to see it over here. So now I'm going to start. So there's a so I'm going to start taking this down. Hopefully this is going to be removed from here. Let's see. So the final look is like that. So I finally get rid of this knuckle over here, and I'm going to remove the strut right now and replace it. Now it's the second day. Yesterday I got really tired. It almost took, I will say, maybe 6 hours to remove everything. So again, what I did is I removed those bolts at the back for the control arm, 2 bolts. This bolt in the front of the lower control arm, and lift everything down. But in the meantime, you have to, be careful with the CV axle. That's what I saw on YouTube. And I put everything back. Now I'm going to torque them down. So I watched videos on YouTube, and you're going to see all the required torque values. But I got many tools to replace these things, and I'm going to show them after I torque everything down. Okay, let's come to the tools I've used. So this is car's scissor jack. This is my other car's. It's a Camry scissor jack. So you need at least 2 jacks, because when you remove the wheel assembly, you need to hold them, raise them up, lower them. So it's really heavy, so you cannot do it on your own, and you may harm the axle as well. So this is I used them a lot, and it was really helpful. And this is maybe the best tool I have invested. It's really good. Now I mean, it's a torque wrench, and it can take everything out, and I use that a lot again for this operation. And jack stands, I have 3 of them, and I used 3 of them as well in order to put the wheel assembly in certain positions. I used it. And this is McPherson spring tensioner. I don't know how it is called. This brand is what? This is not O. This is OMT. I didn't like it, honestly. This is Maddox. I bought it on Amazon. Actually, I tried to replace this maybe 9-10 months ago, and I bought all of these, and the return window was already closed, so that's the reason actually I changed it on my own in order to use these tools. See them? I finished the right side. For the left side, probably I can go to the mechanic because it's taken too much time. But I learned in the end. So this is my screwdriver. I'm using it to, raise the jacks, so it's really useful. So I bought this long ago, maybe years ago, and still useful. I use it a lot. And this one, these are the wrenches, so 21 millimeters. It's being used on Lincoln a lot, so if you buy it, you can keep it. You're going to use that a lot. And you will need light, so this is from Dollar Tree. It's very useful. Mallet, to take the strut out. These are for this is for the torque, torque wrench. And I used this again to remove the front nut of the lower control arm, so because my torque wrench couldn't really it's not torque wrench, what was that? Torque drill? How do you call it? I forgot it. Torque machine? I don't know. Torque drill, let's call it torque drill, that bower over there. So it was not an easy place to use it, so I used this in the middle, so it was very useful in that regards. So braking bar, you don't maybe need it, but I used it once. This is torque wrench in order to put the nuts in their original torques, and this one is handy again because of this 1/2 inch drive. So let's come to the interesting part, and let me bring the strut I removed. So while it was in the spring still attached, you need to remove this bolt. So how I did it, impact wrench, impact wrench, the tool. How I did it, I used duct tape. I put duct tape around here, the half width. I put it around, and I used a plier to hold that in a certain position like this, and then I put the impact wrench over here and removed everything. So it was very useful in that case. And let me bring the strut mount as well. So when you remove the strut mount from the strut, it's okay, you can do it, but in order to put the new strut in the new strut mount, the bolt is actually very low here. It's not on the surface, it's not close, right? So for that, you can use an offset box wrench like that. So I put this inside, and then I torqued it. So this is, I got this from Harbor Freight. It was around 20 bucks, I believe, 8 of them. It's a useful tool in my opinion. Again, I'm planning to keep it anyway. And these are all the tools I've used, and it took, I'll say, around 8 hours to replace. So I'm an amateur, I can say that. So it took around 8 to 10 hours for me to replace everything. So I'm gathering the tools and I'm going to put them in their places. So it's another job, it's taking a lot of time. So these are the tools I've used. Hope it helps, but it's a really tough job. That's what I'm thinking, like the others said.